Ladies and gentlemen, from the Microsoft Theater here in downtown Los Angeles, brought to you by Shawn Porter Promotions.
Coming from where it needs to come from. Where it was coming. Fans are here.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Porterway Podcast. I might have to rename this to Shawn Porter Podcast.
No, we not.
It keeps coming out like
That's fine.
Nope, we
You
not.
cool
No,
with
hey,
it. I'm
fine with it.
hey, Joe did that, and he tried to do. He ain't gonna do us like Rory and Maul.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, we have a special guest today. Of course, we got Shawn Zytel, Carson A. Merck, my boy Ant Bernard, myself, Showtime Shawn Porter. But we are blessed, privileged, and honored to have a great guest, man, a great person, a great friend to the podcast, fan to the podcast
Absolutely.
too.
Yeah.
A champion.
A champion, NBA champion, defensive
Recording artist.
everything, recording artist. and coming over here, we learned so much more about you. You know what I mean? So we're going to do the best we can to get in all of it. Everybody, Metta Sandiford-Artest. Did I say that right?
It's
Artest.
actually
Artest?
yeah, Artest, yeah. Took my wife last
Hey,
night.
that's your fault, by the way.
I know.
I messed up your
Okay,
name.
okay.
It's your fault.
Keeps people guessing.
Hey, a lot of men don't take the wife last
I
name.
know. I got remarried and, you know.
Hey, shout out to your wife.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Is she the lucky one?
I would say they're
I'm
both
the lucky
lucky.
one.
They
Is he
found-
the lucky
they
one?
found
I'm the lucky
love.
one.
He's the lucky one.
Everybody's
I'm for
married.
sure the lucky one.
Everybody's married here but me. Should I do it?
Yeah, do it.
And take her name?
Yeah. Should I do it?
It's a personal decision.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
doing that. I'm not doing that.
Her name kind of funny too, so.
You can always hyphenate.
Hey, man, chill out.
Oh,
You're going to get me in
She's
trouble.
going to see this.
Yeah. Hey, I'm out there. Ron Caller.
So yeah, we have Metta.
All right, listen. So to kick this off, I'll grab that for you in a second. But just so y'all know, we kick it, and when we come on air, we talk, and it ends up being what it ends up being. And we just, I'll speak for myself, but I know everybody is just really thankful and happy that y'all appreciate what we put out. No scripts or nothing like that. I actually tried to come with a script the very first episode that we recorded.
Terrible.
And Carson was like, yo, what is this? I'm like, yo, this is what we do at Fox, you know? So with that being said, offline, we've had a lot of conversations, and the conversation that I heard y'all two having before we got on was best fighters from Queens. And I think that it's only fitting to really start this like at Queens and where boxing comes into play in your life from Queens. So who was that y'all were pick us up?
Because I wasn't that good. Lloyd Hunnigan, right?
Louis Daval, the honeycomb.
And you've heard of Honeycomb though, right?
Yeah, Lloyd Hunnigan.
Honey boy.
Yeah,
Honey-
I forget the exact nickname, but Louis Daval.
Okay.
He was the first one to like knock down Roy Jones. He didn't. It wasn't like a knockdown, but Roy Jones touched the canvas, and when that happened, we was like really happy
thing,
because it was like
yeah.
the first time.
Yeah.
That's the
Roy
guy that's with
Jones.
Badu Jack now?
Yeah, it's Bottle Jack trainer.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, Bottle Jack. He's from the same block,
Me.
Okay.
and he came back to the neighborhood with the green belt.
Yeah.
and it's just incredible.
Yeah, because we was talking about belts earlier today, but tell us like that experience of seeing someone else with a championship belt. What is that experience like?
Well, I remember being a kid because I hung out with his little brothers, Richie, and they all boxed, and then his older sister, she was probably the best fighter out the group. I think she kickboxing and a boxer, and so when I would see him, with the belt, I think I was like 10 or 11 at this time, maybe even 13, but it inspired you, right, to try to do well in basketball, and just to see it's like. We normally see a rapper, you might see ball players,
right?
But you never see a boxer, a champion boxer.
Because who was coming up at that point in time when you were out there? When Lou comes back with the belt, and who else was in Queens with you at that point in time?
At that point, Nas was a platinum artist.
Right.
Mobb Deep was a gold artist. Capone and Noriega was selling.
Shout out to Nori.
MC Shan just kind of stopped. Roxanne Shante. Marley Marl, who did music on all the biggest. Eric B. and Rakim. Karis one, Marley Marl's one. He's one of the biggest DJs, one of the producers in the game.
Right.
Legends.
And all these people is from one neighborhood. It's like you wake up every morning and you're really happy.
Yeah.
Because you see stars.
Yeah.
But then the other side is like the gangster stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even know how that even works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like both every day.
I used to be really excited when I started to find out who I was from Cleveland. I'm like, and I still do. I gloat about Cleveland all the time. It is what it is. If y'all hate it, my fault. But once I started, because I like comedy and I like movies. And once I started finding out who was from New York, in terms of like comedians especially, but actors in general from New York, I was like, how are all these people like from these same neighborhoods?
Yeah.
It really is amazing.
We got
It's like
everybody.
one or two things happens there. You either follow the gangsters or you follow the successful people in entertainment. And it seems like that's kind of what happened for you. Like you saw success in sports and entertainment. You were like, yo, I gotta have some of that.
Yeah, for sure. Like Nas was the one who really inspired me.
Yeah.
Because when we was growing up, I think Nas' first album came out, I was 13.
94. Right?
94, right? 94. And then it was just amazing. You
You're
know,
from New York, by the way.
Yeah.
So we know when Illmatic came out.
Always wanted to be like him. And then I was on Mobb Deep Block most of the time.
R.I.P. Prodigy.
Yeah, Prodigy and R.I.P. Prodigy and Havoc. Because my family, they was selling dope and on the same floor where Havoc lived at, the big producer. Wow. And so, Killer B, Killer B is always in all those songs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Killer B. So Killer B, was same floor. And he was doing his thing.
Hey, what point in high school do you decided I can make it?
It was like junior year.
Okay.
I was 16. 'Cause I didn't know before that, freshman year, sophomore year, I was still one of the best at my age group. But the NBA is like, I'm 13, so the NBA is like, a couple years from there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know, But then junior year, I started playing well. I'm like, wow. I played against this guy, and he's about to go pro. So I'm like, I might be able to make it. Then that's when I started to really believe in myself.
And it was obviously we mentioned before, Gosh Am God. And Lamar Odom was also there.
Well, we was in the same era. Me and Gosh Shamgar played for LaSalle Academy.
Yeah.
And then Lamar was in Christ the King.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Lamar was in Christ the King. He's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Shawn.
Oh no.
Nah, I know you got something.
No. It's just no. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say
just the same stuff anyone else would ask him. So you know.
Well, let's speak to this because we just went to your event.
Yeah, let's
great event.
Yeah.
X versus X.
Yeah.
Shout out to Baron Davis.
Boom Dizzle.
And so I didn't realize what I was watching, but I'm watching a bunch of like quote unquote influencers do their thing.
Yeah.
And it was some young guys, a young woman, young lady, and a young man as well. And relatively everybody was young out there, but high schoolers out there doing their thing. And myself and my dad, we were talking about this, and I want your take on this because your son, where's he at now?
He was at UCI Irvine, and now he's at USC.
Okay, so now he's at USC, and this will be
This same guy that played at out here in Nevada. You had a family, somebody that played at CSN at one time back in the day.
Oh, that's my brother.
Okay, yeah.
That's his brother, man.
I'm like, damn. I'm like, yeah. All right, go ahead.
So saying all that to say, in the world that we live in now, you didn't realize that you could become an NBA player till maybe your junior year in high school. Your son, of course, seeing you, he's more than likely wanted to get there for a very long time. Now at USC, did you expose your son to everything you could expose him to in terms of the NBA and the lifestyle of being an NBA player, or did you decide to kind of slow it down and say, hey, you gotta earn your way to get there and kind of let them experience it in a different way?
Yeah, I kind of just left it open. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they really wanted to do whatever they want to do, I just want to be supportive. Yeah. I wasn't necessarily pushing them towards anything. Yeah. You know, because I think they just, like my one son today, he's UCI scholarship, basketball scholarship, so that's really good. Absolutely. Best school in the conference. And then he left there to go to USC. He just left basketball. He's going to probably play again, but he's a computer science major. He developed video games. Oh. You know, and he graduated when he was 15 and a half, perfect score in the SATs. Very good. So he has these two options. Yeah. You know, he could be a full-time developer and really make a ton of money. Yeah. Maybe just as much as make as an NBA, right? So, and then it's like, okay, that's your option. You know, if you don't want to play, then go do it. Yeah. And that's what I try to do with all my kids. You know, my daughter took off 4 years from college, and she went back. You know, I'd rather them go right away, but, you know, then one of my youngest daughter wants to go pursue entrepreneurship right out of high school. She don't want to go to college. Wow. Right? So it's like, okay, so what are we doing? You know, like, how can I support you? Yeah. And let's just go after it.
How can I support you?
How important do you think it is just to let kids in general just kind of figure out what they need to do and where they might be suited for? You know, you can't say, hey, you know, you could play basketball, but that might not be over there. How much do you think it is just kind of, hey, figure out your own lane?
I think they're both positive because, like, look at, like, Serena Williams' dad.
Yeah.
Like, that was different. Michael Jackson's dad, they pushed him.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you can look at, like, my dad. My dad just encouraged me. He never said, I never heard my dad say, son, you got to play better. Or, son, you didn't play well today. Even when I would play bad, I had like 2 points. My dad was like, good job, son. And I never got that. Because when I'm training my kids, I'm like, you got to do this. And I know so much. I'm like, you got to have your footwork. And I'm like, man, my dad, I'm like, how can I be more like my dad? How can I just, so I think they both good. If you want to push it on your kids or not, I think they both good.
The reason why I asked that is because my dad and I, we were talking. I have 2 sons, and I mean, my year, he's 1 year, and he literally runs everywhere. It's not a fast run, but it ain't just walking. And he been walking since he was 10 months. You know what I mean? So it's like you see all this athletic potential so early on. And my dad and I kind of feel like, yo, the worst thing you could do at this point is expose them too much. Is put the cameras in their face too much and make them feel like they're all that. And they may not understand that there's a lot of work that goes behind it. You look and see daddy on TV, but there's a lot of work that went behind that, so on and so forth. And so in the world we live in now with these influencers, I got to figure that there's some guys from your neighborhood that if they had everything that's available now, they might have actually made it from being influencers, you know? So do you appreciate what's going on now? I know that you are to a capacity are a part of it, but you know.
I really do, you know, and that's why that's why I'm doing what I do, so I can give people opportunities. And a lot of these players you saw today, these basketball influencers, for example, some of them can really ball.
Absolutely.
But they don't have the opportunity, the politics, the grades, you know, whatever, and
Exposure,
maybe their
anything.
exposure. So how can you give them, you know, an opportunity? Like one of the things we're trying to do is convince corporate America to support this other level of basketball, right? The NBA is supported corporate America, they're doing their thing. NCAA supported by corporate America, and a bunch of other leagues. But I feel like it's a group that is going overseas to play, and you can just keep them here. We don't need to send our guys overseas, you know, for $250,000. We can just keep them here. We're the richest country in the world, right? So that's what we're trying to just show that we got another level of basketball that's right under the NBA. That, you know, should be supported.
Speaking of influencers, you know, I know we talked about it for a second. What do you think of these huge influencers, Jake and Logan Paul, doing in boxing? And you know, us who are always so close to boxing, sometimes it's easier a little bit when you're not all the way in it to get a better perspective. Do you think it's good for boxing? Do you, as a boxing fan, are you?
They are, because they've trained. Now they're loud. They're loud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they're training.
Right.
Because I wanted to be a boxer.
Yeah.
When I was 24, right before the brawl, I was talking to Angelo Dundee. My dad got me in touch with Angelo.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? Wow. We had a call because my plan was, I knew that it's going to take about 10 years for you to be good. Because when you look at what Mike Tyson did at the age of 13, he turned pro at 18. That's 5 years. But typically it's like the age about 9, then you go pro at about 19. That's 10 years. So I told myself, my dad was a boxer. So I'm like, I'm not about to get in no ring without 10 years of training.
Right.
Oh, I'm not doing it.
You got respect.
For sure.
Right.
No way in the world. So then when I spoke to Angelo, I was 24. I was like, Angelo, I want to start training now. And we was just talking. And then he passed away later. And then when I got in the brawl, I didn't want to announce. I was going to announce I'm going to turn pro.
Yeah, optics would not have been good.
Yeah, like I'm going to start fighting. So it kind of, I wanted to give my dad 2 fights. You know, I just wanted to do like 2 4-rounders, but I wanted to look good and do it for my dad. He was a boxer from Philly. You know what I mean?
Also, he was good.
He was a boxer. My dad was a boxer.
He's from Philly. He's good.
I mean, he had a right hand, but I don't think he had a jab.
You never tasted the right hand?
My dad's right hand?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
I was about to say, I feel like
Just the chest, though, right?
Not the face,
Just the chest.
belt.
Yeah.
I thought he meant chest.
But I like Logan, those guys, because I like Logan and Jake, but I think Logan he impressed me. Even Floyd was smaller. I was just like, to have the smarts to hold and not get hit, like that was crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't get hit.
Yeah.
He didn't make a fool out of himself.
I was just so happy for him. You know, I was really happy for him.
So you don't go out there and get revenge for Nate and us?
No way, I'm not fighting.
Come on,
no
the black
way,
community
no way.
needs you.
My man said Nate and us.
Yeah, the black community needs you.
Like that.
Nate and us.
Hey, man.
No way.
You mentioned.
It's just a
obviously-
boxing match, eh?
Yeah.
And us. Like,
You mentioned the Malice of the Palace. We all Got to see Untold on Netflix. Great work.
I heard it's amazing.
From the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait to watch it.
Jermaine O'Neal,
The
big
player
part of that.
side of it.
Yeah, how important was that for you? Obviously, we're well removed from that. How important was it for you, people to be like, okay, maybe I was kind of wrong about this whole thing?
A
How
lot
important?
of people was, you know what, when it happened,
Yeah.
we was in the middle, and I was always like, whatever. I'm from New York, so in New York, uptown is a lot of like teachings, you know, with the really, you know, I would not extremists, but
5%ers
faith, believing black people,
Yeah.
like the 5%ers.
Percenters and
So it's embedded in you not to worry about what anyone say.
Yeah.
You know, money can't change you and different things like that. You just go forward. So when that happened, I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, y'all judging me. I didn't start it, and the media's painting it a certain way. What can I do? So just move on. Like, that's it. I'm not gonna fight it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna move on.
good for you.
And you know, but it was tough for a couple years. I accept my penalty. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I don't believe I should have ran into the stands.
Yeah.
I really believe that. I did run in the right direction. People say I hit the wrong guy, but I never hit the wrong guy. The guy that I touched first was the guy, he made a $50 bet. And the only way I found this out, because I reached out to the guy that actually threw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Oh, so
50,
to throw it?
he bet him $50 that he could have hit me right there.
Hey, Ron, you better than me. I told you I don't
He
let
said,
things go.
He said it wasn't the wrong guy. I'm like, it kind of was the wrong guy.
No,
But it wasn't
but
the
it
wrong
wasn't
guy.
the wrong guy. when
It
you-
was the right guy.
Yeah. Wow.
It was the guy who
Instigator,
who
yeah.
started. People think John Green started, who threw the cup. John didn't start it. It was that guy that I hit first.
Yeah.
You know?
Instigating.
Yeah, $50. I bet you can't hit
Green,
Metta
yeah.
World Peace right there. Ron Artest on the
He
table.
sure hit you,
He
too.
threw it, and then he raised his hand. See, I'm laying like this.
Yeah.
I'm laying. I see it in that direction, and my sensor. I'm really quick, and I'm one of the best defensive players in the world at this point.
of all
So I see everything, right? Like it's like you see. I see everything. You know.
Metta
So-
said, oh, hell no.
Yeah, I hit it. Boom! I go, oh, and he was like this. Yeah. You hit him because at that time it was nobody hit a three.
Yeah.
Nobody did a dunk.
Yeah.
He was like, oh.
Hey, shout out to that dude though. He was on point. That was a great
That was a
underhand. Hell of a shot.
Hell of a shot.
Hell of a
Actually,
shot.
that's what we should be talking
Hell of
about.
a shot.
I hated him in the show though.
Yeah.
I said that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was like, no, don't like what he did. It was on point.
But yeah, it was yeah.
So how did that conversation go? You reached out to the dude?
So what happened was like I was going through a lot of that. I was already going through a lot
Yeah.
at that time. I was
Yeah.
seeing therapists every day,
Yeah.
multiple therapists. So when that happened, I was like, not again, right? So then I got suspended. I'm like, right in my prime. I'm going for MVP at this point in time.
You title contenders?
Good Lord, everything, right? So it's just like, I was a little bit depressed for years. So I said, I'm gonna start facing my fears. So I went on Twitter. I said, if you can find me this guy, I'll take you to lunch. And it was a picture of John,
Wow.
right? It was a picture of his face.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to blow it up. I didn't want to say who it was. And people
Yeah,
found
yeah.
out. Then I pulled the tweet down.
Yeah.
They found me his number. I called his crib. His wife answered. I said, it's Ron Artest. And she was like, get the F out of here. Stop playing. Don't call me. Don't be playing with my phone. I said, it is. Said, really? I said, yeah, I would like to speak to your husband. And I told her the whole story
Yeah,
first, out of respect.
Sure.
I said, listen, me and your husband had an incident, but I would like to do something positive and talk about it to show people that they can get over. Because I'm still doing a lot of work in the community. And when people got beef, like how do you handle beef?
Yeah.
Right? So I was trying to do that type of stuff. So then he answers the phone, and in typical John Green fashion, he says, hey, Ron, what's up? Like he know me. Ain't that crazy?
He's a knucklehead.
He didn't
I
know
know
it.
He's like, hey, Ron from the Palace of Auburn Hills?
Not like that. Not like that. Like, hey, like what's up?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Like he knew I was calling.
Yeah.
When that, I was just laughing. This is this guy, right?
Yeah. And
we became not friends, but we became like, we've been communicating even to this day.
Cordial, yeah.
Which is like, I think is really cool.
Yeah.
Because people try to paint this narrative of white people don't like black people or black people don't like white people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's super dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like that's super dangerous. Like, we can't let that rock.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Because that happened, but then they started painting it as a race. Who's throwing the race thing out there?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When we all trying to, so in my mind, I'm like, nah, we can't have that.
Yeah.
Who came to you about the idea of the doc? Or did you go to...
That was Jermaine O'Neal.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, because if I was, honestly, so me and Jermaine was arguing about this doc. Me and Jermaine, my brother Jermaine.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I'm like, let's get the money. I don't care what you think about me anyway. I'm like, let's just get some money. Man. He's like, no, let's put out this doc to change the narrative. And this was like 2 years ago. And I'm like, yeah, that's great, but who cares what people think about it? Let's go get the money. But so he led that doc. If it was me, I was going to have Mobb Deep music in there. I was like, we got to get the music. And this is real me and Jermaine arguing. And he was like, Ron, no, at the top of his lungs, we not going to be having rap music. I got the doc. It's just let me do it. Like, you know? And we arguing back and forth, top of the lungs, right? And then he was right.
Yeah.
The way he did the doc was amazing.
Great.
You know what I'm saying? From his point of view, he's so professional.
Yeah.
He's
I didn't
so
realize how professional he was until seeing the doc. And I keep real, like, I was a big fan of Jermaine O'Neal. I have an outfit in my closet, a lot like the one he wore on the special. I almost came in here like that tonight. And I was like, nah, that's kind of goofy. Don't do it. But I have but seeing that, I was like, I've been rocking with I rock with him back in the day when he first came into the league and all that. And I remember after that, him kind of disappearing from the league and everything. So fast forward and see this, I said, yo, I got the same outfit. I should throw it on. And I was like, no, they're not going to respect you for that. Don't do it.
Hey, and to Jermaine's credit, he threw a beautiful straight right hand while sliding on beer, it looked like.
And
he
like
was
they
like
said,
sliding on beer.
Let's talk about the technique on those punches.
Yeah.
Let's talk about technique.
No, thank God he slipped.
Yeah, because that dude been
I threw a
hand down,
straight
man.
right.
Yeah.
That was a straight.
Not as straight as Jermaine.
No.
Was you training at the time?
No. I watch a lot of boxing, so I know what a straight right is.
Okay.
Right? So check this out. The floor was so wet.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to throw a punch.
Yeah.
You fought a lot of people. Imagine trying to throw a punch when it's wet.
Yeah.
What are you going to... You got to be easy.
You slide
You
out
can't do
every
nothing.
time.
You're going to...
Yeah.
That's what was happening. So when I threw it, I was slipping, so I just threw it.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I couldn't plant.
Yeah.
Because, I was ready to take his head off.
Wow.
Because you got to think about it, like, I just came from the stands.
Yeah.
And I thought I seen an alien. I'm like,
What are you doing?
That was your
And then all of a sudden he kind of was like, I was like, whoa, really?
It was like Carson lining up with you.
That was a bold
literally.
little dude.
they was trying to jump me. It was
Another
two of them.
knucklehead too.
Yeah.
That dude's a knucklehead.
You seen him on TV?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah, he was doing too much.
And the time we live in now,
My dude, my fault.
Go ahead.
But they sent he went out on a stretcher.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on,
Yeah, he was
man.
Lost. He's
And you
trying
heard
to
what
get
the
money.
lady said, right?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
This is what's happening to us. People he tried to sue us.
Yeah, he was doing too much.
Like you come into the court. It's
Do
crazy.
you think at this time you was actually working on your mental health? And mental health is a big thing now. I think your reaction may be a little different than this day and age since it's more respected now. Sometimes I feel like people just push it out there for things, but it's basically work on it now. Do you think the reaction would have been a little different because you was doing everything your therapist told you to do?
I tried everything.
But it's like when your parents tell you to go to school. Now if they hit you, you got to hit them back.
I don't know what to do. I tried everything. I tried everything. I tried everything. I go away from Ben. It's nowhere to go because it's 1,000 people around me.
Yeah.
Right. So if I go to the bench, Ben's trying to hit me. I'm not trying to fight.
Yeah.
At this point, right? And then normally the emotion is this, and the emotion is this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That never happened.
You were waiting on that.
I was waiting on this so he can go out.
Yeah.
Because if you don't go out right away,
Then
you get fined, then you get suspensions, right? But they never ejected the guy. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're gonna do a double ejection, the motion is this.
Yeah.
Both of you are out of here.
Getting away from Ben Wallace is a good priority in a physical altercation.
No. I'm bigger than Ben. I'm 260.
You bigger than Ben?
Yeah, I'm 260.
You didn't have the headbands on the biceps.
That
like
don't matter.
Ben,
I'm too.
man.
Listen. I'm too. You got to think about it. You got to think. This is me and Ben.
Yeah.
You got to think about it. And
Your shoulders gone too. You used to have
I used to have
shoulders.
shoulders. Yeah. I'm 290 right now. 290. But when you think about it, me and Ben was the toughest guys at that point.
Yeah.
I have no, and I'm heavier.
Yeah.
He's 245. I'm playing at 260. You know what I'm saying? So when I jumped on Shaq's back. Shaq could strangle me.
Yeah.
Why would I be scared of him? But the thing was with Ben, I would love to fight. And actually before that, I love Ben.
My man said
I would love to fight.
No, I would have loved to fight Ben.
Yeah.
Didn't y'all want to do it on pay-per-view once? That was you, right?
Well, I offered $10 million to fight, but I didn't get a response.
Right.
But this is when This is about.
You sound hurt about it.
No, yeah, because people said I didn't want to fight. Like, I like Ben.
Yeah.
I talked to Ben.
Yeah.
I have nothing against Ben.
Glad he got in the Hall of Fame too.
I love Ben.
Congrats.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I still one of those defensive player awards. I got to be
Yeah,
it.
hey.
But I love Ben. But it was like people kept saying I'm scared. And I was like, it's like somebody say you're scared.
Right.
Like I would have loved that to be an amazing fight on television.
Right.
But not right now. I'm not.
Right.
I'm just saying back then.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Is there an NBA player that you played with or against that you would like to spar? We won't say fight. Is there one guy that, looking back on your career, like, man, I'd love to get that dude in the ring right now?
No. I have no interest in the ring.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
And let me take you back real quick to this night. I don't know if we'll stay. Well, I don't know
all
what's
right.
gonna happen, but I know at that point in time you had like you said, multiple therapists that you were seeing. At that point in time, were anyone using the term mental health?
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not really. They call it crazy.
Yeah.
That's what they were saying.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, people had like these issues. Look at these guys trying to jump me, yo. This is crazy.
Nice right hand, Ron.
I love those jerseys.
Nice right
I
hand.
love those pinstripe
Guys
jerseys,
tried
by
to
the
jump
way.
me, and now the police coming behind me right now, trying to scrape. The
Oh, yeah,
guys
they
is
tried.
crazy.
They tried to make.
They're trying to make me. I didn't
Reggie
even
Miller
see
said
it.
that, yeah.
Well, the
I
reason
didn't even
why
see it.
I asked that is because we're starting to see mental health is becoming more and more relevant every single sporting event you see, and even outside of sports now. I'm actually dealing with something next week pertaining to mental health. And to that, people looked at you like you was crazy. People looked at you like more than likely like you were soft because you were dealing with some things. You had therapists. Speak to that for me and for the viewers, how important it is to have. We won't even say just therapists, but somebody to speak to. How important is that?
I think it's important. I was like locked.
Yeah.
I didn't.
It was a moment. No, it was a
Yeah,
moment.
Shawn was. I almost said,
Hey.
guys.
We got tape. Hey, we're looking over the tape.
I got a question. I will
studying
get
the
there.
tape.
Yeah, I didn't expect to see the film today.
Hey, if
I'm
you-
like, listen, I didn't even hear his like last.
Hey, if you want to punch somebody, don't punch me.
This guy here.
And we had to break the tape down. Like it's like we do boxing. We had to break the tape down.
Throwing chairs. That's crazy.
We got the video up on the screen just so y'all know. But
Yeah.
to that question, I'm just wondering if you can explain to everyone.
Can I
like, how
even
important
piggyback
it
off
is.
of that
Yeah,
as well? When we had Simone Biles in the Olympics dealing with mental health. What do you think? Kind of to piggyback off what Shawn says, to the average Joe will say this like, man, these athletes are scared of pressure. Their mental health, that's not real. What do you say to somebody like that?
It is what it is. Some athletes are. I couldn't accept the pressure.
It
I
is what it
I
is.
was one of the hardest workers you ever seen, but I had a lot of pressure. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
Right? Because when you're a professional, you get these opportunities. You should take advantage of it, but not everybody can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're going to see a therapist, that's like empowering yourself. So why would we encourage somebody not to see a therapist? Why would we not support that? Simone, go see a therapist.
Why wouldn't you support it?
No, I mean,
I know
mental
you.
health matters.
I know you. I'm just saying, like in
I-
general.
Yeah, people that even when Simone was going through it, Ryan Garcia,
Yeah.
we've seen these other
Yeah,
athletes,
yeah.
and they're like, "Oh man, that's soft. That wasn't around when I was younger."
Yeah.
It's like, no, it was. People were just dealing with it in unhealthy ways.
What do you think of Tyson Fury coming out of being a big mental health advocate, and who do you think's going to win that third fight, Wilder and Fury 3?
Well, I don't like what I saw with the gloves. I don't like that. Like,
The excuse?
no, not the excuse. I don't like
The gloves themselves.
I just don't like what I saw with those gloves. I don't like that. What I've
Oh,
seen.
here we go. You feel like there was something in it?
I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. I've never seen that before. I've never
Yeah.
seen Shawn gloves like that.
Yeah.
I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
And my thing is like, if I love boxing that much, right? So like people could get hurt. People die in the ring. Like people die in the ring. Like the Margarito gloves. Like you can't.
Yeah, that
like
was
what's going? Like what is that? Like what is that? Is it nothing or is it something? Like I had an issue with that.
Yeah.
And then I also got an issue with too much rabbit punching, and I don't know. It's like too much rabbit punching in the NBA. I mean, in boxing.
Yeah.
But that's another discussion.
No,
But I think Wilder's training. I don't know if he's going to win, but it looks like he wants to win. I mean, he chose to fight.
Yeah,
So I mean, we got to give that some. He's not going nowhere else.
absolutely.
He'll die in that ring for sure.
3 fights you're looking forward to in boxing.
3 fights. I'm looking forward to Porter and Crawford. That's another story.
Okay.
That's another story. I'm looking forward to Wilder and Joshua.
Okay.
Like that just needs to happen already.
Yeah.
And then I would say,
Canelo's.
Yeah, who you want to see?
I mean,
Canelo
definitely.
fight?
I mean, I asked Ward. Ward's not coming back, so it's over.
Yeah.
A Ward and Canelo would be great, but that's over.
That's what Tim Bradley wants. Tim
It's
Bradley
over.
tries
Ward
to
is
egg
done.
that. I know.
What about
Ward is
Spence?
done.
Spence.
He
son.
I
pushes
love
it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You have any guys that just you love in boxing right now?
I actually want to see Andrade, Demetrius get a shot.
Yeah.
Because this is the reason I've been paying attention to Demetrius for a long time. He's been good for a long time.
Absolutely.
So, like, as a fan, you're like, I'm watching
That's
this
the number
guy.
one fan right there.
I love it. He deserves a shot. Why can't he get a shot?
I'm
like
definitely the number one. I'm his number one boxer. Like that's a fan.
I think fan. in
There's no
general.
other boxer.
I think you're number one fan.
I mean, I respect it. Like, I don't want to, like, I see what Charlo says about Andrade. And I don't really know the ins and outs.
Yeah.
I've heard things about why people won't fight him. So I don't want to get in between that because I'm not trying to, like, get on Charlo's bad side. Sure.
Take the hardest thing.
I know you're saying
And great fighters in their own right, absolutely.
But I would like to see Andrade fight either Charlo or someone else.
Triple G.
Triple G would be cool. Triple G's getting old. I don't wanna
Canelo.
see, Triple G he deserves a couple gimmies and retire.
Get out of there.
He gave us everything.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't want to see him get hurt.
Hey, Metta, one time I was invited to a 50 Cent. One time he had a boxing gym out here in Vegas. And my man, Shawn Porter, was in there sparring somebody. I'm like,
Why are you talking about me like I'm not here?
Pretend like you're not there
that's
for
what it
now.
is. Pretend like you're not there. Hey, and I'm like, who the hell is this? This is a hell of a sparring match.
Yeah.
Demetrius
Jackson.
Andrade. First time it was a hell of a sparring match.
That's my.
I think he's a great fighter.
hell of a sparring
Oh
match.
yeah, he's great.
I think he's a good fighter, man. I don't know.
Well, we get things that happen in boxing that just would never be allowed in other sports. Like what's happening to Boo Boo is if they told the Spurs, y'all play too boring. We're not gonna let you or you don't have the biggest television contract like the Lakers. We need, sorry, you just don't get a shot at going to the finals or something. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really understand that much, but I just keep supporting when I can and keep throwing his name out there when I can, and
Absolutely.
hopefully, it's like helping.
Hey, man, I'm gonna put something out there. Yeah, I've been knowing you for about
2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you came off one of the nicest guys I ever met. You more than willing to help. There's a lot of people don't know that about you. Like you said, you went off social media and stuff, but you have a big heart. I mean, I know Shawn had told me about you. Shawn's a big guy that has a big heart. He could have picked
Absolutely.
anybody else to do this podcast with. He chose his friends.
Absolutely.
So I respect the way you do it. You're more than willing to offer to help us with the podcast. So, man, that's appreciative. Like, you have a big heart, and I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Now, thank you, man. I appreciate y'all podcast, man.
Yeah, thank you.
I watch a lot of boxing, and y'all came with this, and I was like, wow, this is really great. Gets more content. I get a chance to just watch YouTube more. I was like,
I feel
and Shawn is great. I love how with your career,
Thank
it's
you,
been
man. Thank
real
you.
professional and
I
everything.
feel less positive than Ant did because I talked about not signing with the Cavs. So Ant walked in here like, man, he's like, Metta's a really good dude. I was like, I hate this dude, man. We could
Hey, tell that story right quick.
Yeah, for sure. So shout out to LeBron James because
Absolutely.
I love LeBron James.
He's
for
the
sure.
GOAT now, but at that point in time, it was.
Well, so LeBron when he first, I played against LeBron.
I think it's a funny story, man.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So when he was 15, I played against him when we was at Michael Jordan's runs in the summer, and this 15-year-old kid was tough. I'm like, wow, this kid is incredible. He's ready now.
15.
15.
That's crazy.
15.
15.
Yeah, 15.
Yeah.
He was incredible playing with
Yeah.
all pros.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And I was like, so it motivated. I knew he was coming.
Yeah.
So I started even training harder.
Damn.
Then he gets in the NBA. His first game against me is when I was the best defensive player. Yeah, he get 25. And he go to on the floor seats to one of the fans and says, "Is this your best defender?" Right? And I'm furious at this point. But
Because you said nobody was doing you like
nobody
that.
ever talked to me like that.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
Nobody
just
ever talked to me like that. And he's a young fella, 17. Initially, I wanted to have confrontation, but I'm like, I was really pissed. I'm like, man, he's a great player. Like,
Yeah.
This young kid, wow. And then years later, when I was supposed to go to Cleveland, I wanted to stay in Indiana. I didn't want to be suspended. I wanted to win a title. And LeBron was on Cleveland.
Yeah.
And I was the best player. And, I was there.
Yeah.
Right. The last time we wore 23, I wore 23 in the All-Star game.
Right.
And then LeBron came and wore 23.
Right.
right? Not saying he would not have took my spot. Probably would have happened. But I'm saying at that moment, it was competitive.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to win a title and not being able to win a title. So when I was supposed to go to the Cavs, he had me, I was honored. First off, let me say, I'm honored to get a call from this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a fan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody can say that. It's like, this King James called you to play.
Yeah.
So it's more like, paying homage than anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the story's so dope. It's one of my stories that I really like. And when he hit me up, and the reason I didn't go was because I wanted to play against him in the finals.
Yeah.
That was my goal. And he was getting so big at this point. So I started to get my weight up.
Yeah.
So then I was like 268 playing in the NBA, small forward.
Yeah.
It was only me and LeBron at that weight.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I knew if I get to the finals,
Yeah. It was gonna be.
I got to see this monster.
Yeah.
That never happened. It could have happened the year when we won in 2010.
Lost
They
to
was the
damn
number one
Magic.
seed.
Right.
But then they lost to, they was the number one seed.
Yeah.
So at that time, I was a little heavy because I knew just playing, he's strong. Like when he runs and hits you, he's like a bricks. Damn. And this is like me. Damn. It's crazy. This guy's like unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to play against him. But then when I said no to him and the Cavs, what happened was I thought I have other options, but people didn't trust me. So I wanted to go back to Indiana to redeem myself. And then Indiana said, nah, we're not bringing you back.
Yeah.
So then I tried to go to Detroit. So I told my agent, call Detroit. I just wanted to keep it. I want to be in the middle of
I'm
Detroit.
a dog. Yeah, I'm a dog.
So I tried to go to Detroit, and then they said, no. I'm like, y'all don't have nobody. Like, come on, leave that shit in the past.
Yeah.
And it
It's
was
business.
right?
Let me come to Detroit, put that Detroit right here.
Yeah.
And they was like, nah. So then I said, I didn't want to play with nobody else. So I called my agent, I said, let's go to Greece. Literally for no money. Because that's not what I wanted. So I said, I'll just go to Greece. And then Greece was like, nah, you playing around. You don't want to come to Greece. They thought I was bullshit. I'm like, nah, I want to come to Greece. You can't tell me what I want.
Right.
So then that didn't work out. So then the Lakers called me. And then the Lakers called me, right? At about 12:01 on deadline, whatever, when it starts, open training, when free agency start.
Yeah.
And they was like, hey, my agents at the Lakers want to speak to you. I was like, for what?
Yeah.
They just beat us the past year. What the hell these niggas want to speak to me for?
Yeah.
Houston, right?
I was in Houston. I was like, oh. That's exactly what I said. Then he said they want to bring you in. I'm like, what? I said, do we have any more options?
Yeah.
And my agent David Bauman. So then I went to play with Kobe. So people would say, why would you not want to play? You say you don't want to play with stars, but you go play with Kobe. I had no options. I mean, I could have called LeBron back and said, hey, I'm sorry, can I get that deal back?
Yeah. Metta, is it true that it was kind of Kobe's doing, right? Because they had out Trevor Ariza, and then like some people speculated
so
it was
lucky,
really
man.
Kobe that wanted you to come.
I got lucky. I got lucky because I was a high level player. But the most I ever got was $6 million a year. And my level of player was like, but it's because the people didn't trust me. So I got so lucky because Kobe wanted me on that team, and
Well, you went at him in those 7-game series with Houston.
I had no options.
I got a top 3 list, and it goes, they're not going to like it. It goes Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James.
How old are you?
34.
Oh, you young. I'm 41.
So that's my list.
That's not a good list.
That's from what I've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah, that's not a good list.
The top 3.
What's the list?
You ever heard of somebody named Wilt Chamberlain?
I said in my lifetime. I can't
your
do
lifetime.
that.
Okay,
I can't do that.
Okay.
I can't talk about my dad about the first black dude got in the league. They thought he was racist because he was crossing everybody. I can't talk about that. I don't know nothing about that.
You got it. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, so I'm talking about what I know.
It's been a monster that you've probably never seen. He is a monster. Wilt Chamberlain?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
The greatest.
I heard of him. I don't know about it.
He's the greatest player
Is he the
ever.
GOAT for you of all
He's the
time?
greatest player to ever play the game.
Okay, I'm talking about what I see, man. All right.
Yeah, I'm just saying that,
Yeah.
I mean, I know he was old in LA, still giving it to Kareem in
Oh, he was
Milwaukee,
incredible.
right?
He was incredible.
See, I felt like he was giving it to Shawn, Carson, and Ryan back there. These are 3 white guys. So, all right, so what's a story you have of Kobe Bryant in practice? Because he was intense, mother.
Like if you look at the doc, Jermaine said I was the hardest worker he ever seen. I was real hard worker.
What's an untold story about Kobe in practice?
Kobe's a hard worker.
Like
I've never seen nobody. I thought that was my MO. Go to a team and work harder than the last man on the bench.
Right.
Because they trying to earn a spot.
Right.
So I never let them work harder than me. Right? When I got with Kobe, I'm like, what was I doing these past 10 years?
Yeah.
Why did I let this guy work harder than me? How did I even let it get to this point? He's a hard worker. 5:30 in the morning, working on his jab step. Everything got to be perfect, and he was a killer. You know, like when I played against him in practice, I couldn't stop him all the time. He played well. You know what I mean? He was like incredible. He taught me a lot. He taught me a lot.
And he was a hell of a defender too. A lot of people don't give him credit for that.
Great defender.
Why did you work so hard?
I wanted to be MVP. I want to be champion.
Yeah.
That was my goal, to be the best.
But that's mindset started when you were young.
But you know what
Why did
happened?
you work hard when you were young?
Yeah, and what happened was I wasn't great offensively when I was young. I would win games with hustle.
Yeah.
You know? And that's where I got it from. So, but then eventually that wasn't good enough. So then I had to start working on my game. And then that's why I went from averaging like 11 points in my first year in the league to like 20, 24. And being the best defender. You know, so you work hard. I was in condition. I won with my conditioning, you know, like you understand like that. And that's how I would win a lot of games. I wasn't flashy. I wasn't dunking on people. There's no highlights of me dunking on anyone. It was just straight to the point fundamentals. Drop step, shoot a three, I'm open, make it, free throw, real simple stuff, and lock them up on the other end.
Yeah. Is there? We mentioned Kendall Gill was on the podcast. Shout out to Kendall.
Shout out to Kendall. Love Kendall.
Hopefully he fights one of the Paul brothers. But
Yeah, that'd be great.
He mentioned Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf was somebody that was underappreciated. Is there somebody looking back? You had a great long career. Is there somebody looking back? You're like, man, that dude really didn't get the credit he deserves.
I think the Pistons team don't get the credit they deserve. That Pistons team was great. I talk about them often because I really like them.
Yeah.
I feel like they all should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know, maybe someone will argue Tayshaun Prince, but I feel like that 5 should be in the Hall of Fame.
Even him won a gold medal, Tayshaun.
And yeah. I really like that Pistons team. I think
But they were a complete team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't like no superstars. They became superstars.
Yeah.
Andrew Bynum from the Lakers.
He was
He was very underappreciated.
I almost when I was watching that doc
Man,
and
he
you
said
were
Andrew
hugging.
Bynum and y'all all jumped
Well,
on
no,
him.
because he was.
Because we, hey,
No,
I
when
was still trying. I was like,
no,
oh
when
yeah, I know.
if it wasn't for health problems,
I was legitimately watching the Untold doc, and I was like, oh, I saw you celebrating with Andrew Bynum, and I was like, man, we have Metta on. I gotta ask him because Andrew Bynum was a monster.
Listen, Andrew Bynum was one of the greatest centers to ever play in the Lakers uniform.
which
He retired when he was 27.
Yeah,
That's what we got to understand.
he had a brief stint with the Cavs.
Brief stint with the Cavs, but he didn't play beyond that.
You're right.
He had a brief stint, but this man, I don't know if we win without him. Right? We don't probably win without Andrew Bynum, but Kobe was just so amazing. Then Pau Gasol, so amazing. And Andrew Bynum was killing everybody, with the exception of probably Yao Ming. Yao Ming was
You got to
incredible.
play with Yao too.
Yeah, Yao
How
Ming
was that?
Yao Ming was probably the most dominant player I ever played with.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Nobody can stop Yao Ming.
I mean,
Very talented. Not just tall and 7'6", like extremely skilled.
Remember that when he first came into the league, like he was about him being tall and very skillful more than it was about him being a dog and being mean. He had to actually grow into that when he first came into
you
the
and
league.
Yao got snake bit because it was supposed to be you, T-Mac, and Yao, and Tracy got injured.
Oh,
and then Yao got injured while you went 7 against Kobe. in the
That team was
playoffs.
incredible. I mean,
Yes.
T-Mac when I got to Houston that year, when I got to Houston, I was only playing like 2, maybe 5 minutes a game because T-Mac and Shane Battier was in front of me.
Oh, yeah.
T-Mac got hurt, then I started to play a lot.
Also a great defender, Shane Battier.
Shane Battier, great defender. And then Yao Ming breaks his foot in game 3 against the Lakers. We took him to game 7, but if we had Yao, I mean, it would have been different. It would have been different because nobody could stop him at all. Yeah.
Are you still training boxing wise?
Nope, I'm not training boxing. I never really trained.
Yeah.
I always wanted to, but I didn't want to like just train. I wanted to actually do it.
Train
since
to
I
do
never
something?
to do something. Since I didn't, I just never.
That's what's going
just
on
never
now
trained.
with these different events and things like that with these other like YouTube sensations.
Yeah.
Does that make you feel like you might be able to do it?
I don't want to do it. I don't want.
Are you looking at your age like 41 is too late or what?
I mean, you get hit. I don't want to box, and I don't want to get hit. But people have been saying like all these companies, Ron Artest, the brawl. They're like, hey, you want to fight? I told Triller, give me $5 million. I just outpriced myself. Give me $5 million. Yeah, I'll do it.
Hey, Ron, are you? And business wise, I was always told work in the dark. Don't let everybody know what you're doing. Do you feel like you have to do that sometimes because a lot of people think of the brawl, or can you put your name?
I lost a
on
lot of deals.
Yeah.
I had 2 commercials I shot that right before the brawl that was airing, and they just took it off, which nobody ever seen. 2 ESPN, 1 TNT, my own shoe. I had, it was like good. It was like positive stuff, and
Right.
And then like once that happened, it was over.
Right.
I just say it's okay.
How much money you lost on the brawl?
No, don't do that.
Yeah, what the hell?
That's it.
No,
That's sad for all of us.
No, I'm talking about everything. Like 20 million?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, you can't do that. Don't answer that. I know you cool, but
Whatever
don't
his
answer that.
answer was gonna hurt me. Bro.
Yeah. Don't do that. This guy. So let's talk about real quick before we get you out of here. I know you said you
all
got,
good.
got a lot going on now in the community. What are you doing now for everyone? Working in the dark, we know that we can't broadcast everything, but you know, what are you doing positively for the communities now?
You know, the main thing, like I'm trying to learn so much so I can give back. That's like the main thing.
It's kind of weird how that I don't know. I've got a feeling you a lot like me, where for me, giving back's like the first thing on my mind. It's kind of, for me, I feel it's kind of strange, but I'm always looking for an opportunity to kind of give back. And it's not always money, but it's time, it's effort. Resources, all that. Like, is that how you are? Like, you're always looking for a moment?
Yeah, because people help me. You know, like we didn't always have money or, you know, and then like if somebody helped me, it's like, how am I not going to help the next person? Yeah. You know, and I see like you hear those stories about broke and all this other stuff, ESPN brokes and stuff. My thing is, these people was helping people, right? Granted, they might have spent a lot of their cash, which we don't want to do. I'm not saying do that. Yeah. But I'm saying like, let's also look at the positives and give these people their shine. They help their whole families, other families. That's not even their blood. Yeah. Right. So it's like that deserves some positive stuff, and that's how we are as athletes because people helped us, and we made it. And we're like, oh, wow, let's just help everybody. Yeah. Now, granted, people should be writing off stuff and not just giving away cash, but people don't grow up like knowing that stuff. So how would you expect them to know how to, you know, properly give away cash to someone you want to help? You know, so I just give a lot of kudos to the athletes. Man, I see so many athletes doing amazing things, you know, in their communities, giving back, providing jobs. This is incredible. Athletes doing a great job, you know?
Absolutely.
And I live by a motto, kindness will take you where money won't. And I've been living by that all my life. But as my friends, they know, I hold them accountable. I'm hard on them. When I feel like they're not achieving what I feel like they need to do as a friend, I'm on them. But I want to see my friends be great. That's my thing. And I love how your kindness and good heart, you want to see other people be great. And sometimes that's what it's all about, man.
No, absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Who's one guy? We'll close on this.
Okay,
Music
I'm
question.
good.
I'm
good, yeah.
We're both music guys.
He's a hip hop head.
If you could get one artist on a song, who would it be? All time.
It'd be Eminem. For
Eminem.
Sure.
Okay.
If I can get one artist on a song, it would be Slim
That's
Shady.
why you was trying to go Detroit.
Yeah.
Hey, you think
He didn't mention that earlier.
Hey, you
I
killed.
always wanted to do a song. I just felt at the time in my prime,
Yeah.
Eminem was rapping, going through a lot in his songs. I'm like, who? It's the same thing like in my prime.
Yeah.
Obviously, he had a way longer career that he was a superstar. But at a moment in time,
Felt a lot of connection to him.
we could have done something together. You know, we could have done something and released some stress, which would have been pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Hey, Champions was a banger on the
Yeah,
NBA 2K10. I
told
couldn't believe
Metta,
that was
hey,
you.
Get Low with Mike Jones was legitimately a great song. So
It was okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Before you leave here, we need a 16.
Oh, my goodness.
We don't do that no more. This is 2021. We don't do that
I'm
no
the
more.
worst rapper right now.
I was gonna say though, are you a freestyler, or do you got to sit down and take your time?
It's not like taking my time, but I'm not a freestyler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've never been. Some people are.
Yeah.
Some NBA players can freestyle, but I'm just personally, I've never freestyled.
Yeah.
I only rap because like I was like stressed, you know? That was like the
Another
only
outlet.
reason.
A lot,
Like,
of
outlet,
NBA, a lot of NBA players want to be rappers.
For sure.
Damian Lillard.
Man,
He's a good
Damian
rapper.
Lillard, my favorite
500
rapper.
songs. I got
NBA
500
rapper.
songs.
He got 500 songs.
Best rapper, best NBA rapper of all time.
Shaq.
What?
Oh, he went
yeah,
platinum
yeah,
a couple
yeah, I
times.
guess.
Have you heard the music? Have you ever
No,
heard Shaq?
yeah, I was just.
Have you ever heard his album?
What? Yeah, I heard
He said,
Treat Me Outstanding?
Yeah, man.
he had a song
He
with-
killing me like I'm
was that song?
16.
he had a song with Big.
My biological didn't bother.
You know what? I'm a big
I gotta play
Dame
the
fan
Outstanding
right now.
now.
So Dame is like spitting bars to me.
Yeah, but Shaq is the best. Shaq sold 2 million records.
Yes. Yeah, he did it on. Yeah.
Shaq said, "I'll treat you like Spielberg. You get your ass kicked in the park."
Yeah.
No, Shaq is different.
Hey, you know who else is good?
I love Dame.
Your boy Steve Jackson.
Stack Jack.
Stack 5.
Yes, Stack is
He's
good.
not up there, but he
My favorite rappers right now in the NBA. Well, the most talented is Victor Oladipo.
He can sing his.
Oh
ass
yeah, I
off.
heard. Yeah,
He's
yeah,
the
he
most
can sing, he
talented.
sing.
My daughter plays his songs.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you can get No disrespect. If you can get the ladies to play, you know you're doing something.
For sure. Young ladies too. My daughter's 17 and playing his songs. He can sing. He's probably the most talented.
Yeah.
And then Dame, and then there's a couple other ones I like.
Bagley, Shumpert.
Shumpert's
can rap.
Shumpert's really talented.
Yeah.
And
really talented.
I heard a story that Shaq said he gave up music because there wasn't no money in it compared to what he was making.
Shaq. I mean, he could have sold more records.
Yeah.
He's creative.
Yeah.
And he's smart.
Yeah.
I was
You
gonna
know
say,
what
you
I'm
talking
saying?
about
Really
chasing the
smart.
money.
Yeah.
My favorite ball player of all time.
I see Shaq on a
Shaq
commercial.
Beasley.
Every time I turn TV.
Well, listen, man. With that being said, we appreciate you coming today,
Thank you,
man.
man.
This was tight the way we was able to put this together. One thing I really want to do, and we're gonna kick it off with you. I would love our guests to sign our poster here.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
if you wouldn't mind signing
Yes,
our banner, you go up high, man. Who else?
Yeah.
So that is
Coach
Larry Wade.
Coach Larry Wade.
Best strength and conditioning coach in the game.
Yeah. He the one put Shawn on top.
he helped.
Oh, yeah.
Carried him there.
Yeah. Put him on his back.
And who you put up there? So we know who you put up there. Okay. That's what's up. Hey, so listen, man. This is Metta World Peace, bringing peace to the world,
And we appreciate
and blessings with some time and some great nuggets as well. I've said this before. Go back and rewatch this stuff, man. This man is a hard worker. He didn't get there just because of talent. He didn't get there just because of connections, and he sure as hell didn't get there just because of money. This is a fine example of what hard work can get you.
Yeah.
We appreciate your time, man.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me. It's an honor. It's an honor to be on your podcast. I watched it.
Thank you, man.
I was trying to call you
Yeah,
your pop so I can get on the podcast. This is 3 months ago. I was like, hey, it's a topic that I like. Can I get on the podcast? But,
Anytime.
but yeah, I appreciate it.
When you figure out that topic, we'll get you back on.
Absolutely.
Man, anytime,
And man, check out the Netflix
Yeah,
show.
Netflix, Untold.
Untold. Malice at the
Thank you, man.
Palace.
Absolutely.
You got any
Alright,
other
I'm
plugs
gonna say-
you want for this? We're probably gonna splice it on there
Yeah.
a couple times. For you
Yeah,
anyway,
absolutely,
so.
man. X vs. X Sports. If you love basketball, sign up to X vs. X Sports. Post content, and then we'll try to get you in our premium basketball games and experiences. So
Very good.
absolutely.
Very good. Appreciate your time, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
This is the Port Away. God
New
bless
York,
you.
stand up.
What's up? I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Ed. Follow me on IG with 2 T's.
This is the Port Away podcast. This is Anthony Brunel, and this is Carson A. Merck. Tell them what to do.
Hey, like, subscribe, comment, follow us on all social media platforms.
Subscribe.
I'm from Louisiana. I'll talk with a B. Let's do it. Let's do it again.
All right, just introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then you tell them what to do.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Port Away
You're already.
podcast.
You're already here.
Hey, this is our outro. We're gonna do it how we want to.
I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Anthony Brendel.
Carson A. Merck. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Port Away.